So what you are looking at is yet another incredibly amazing indicator, absolutely nothing like it. A one-of-a-kind indicator that you will only find at MonkeyMan Trades. It's like the flow stack and the ultimate delta had a baby. It was part of the divine inspiration that I received directly from a cup of hot chocolate, and it's finally ready to be released into the wild. You've definitely never seen anything like this before. It's coming straight out of the ethers, channeled through my brain, and onto the charts. It can do per bar delta, it can do special customized cumulative delta, and it can incorporate multiple instruments into this lovely histogram. This is an amazing new indicator, the MMT Ultimate Wave. You can see this wave-like histogram down below. The MMT Ultimate Wave is painting the candle colors. It's painting these white arrows and also some light blue and light pink arrows for two different types of signals. The white arrows are a fading histogram signal. You can see the histogram rising, rising, rising. Then it starts to fade. We get the fading histogram signal. The blue and pink arrows are a special type of divergence based off of the ultimate wave histogram. This indicator is measuring delta for up to 4 different instruments, and it's combining them. It's taking all the delta numbers, adding them up, and then plotting this histogram. And right now I'm using it in a special cumulative mode, completely customizable. I'm looking back 5 bars. So this is the cumulative delta for the past 5 bars, and not just the special cumulative delta of one instrument, but I'm currently monitoring 2 instruments. I've got my NQ 1-minute chart, so it's taking the delta from the NQ, then it's also factoring in the delta from the ES. It's combining them, and then plotting this histogram based off of both deltas combined. And there's the option to add even more instruments, as well as being able to completely customize the look back period. So if you want to see per bar delta, and you just want the delta added up for 1, 2, 3, or 4 instruments, combined and then shown on a simple histogram, you can do that. Or you can choose your own look back period and have a special custom set of cumulative delta for all the instruments that you have selected combined. I've never seen anything like this out there before. It's based on elements from the flow stack and also from the ultimate delta. I have a signal on the ultimate delta called the delta wave. So it's kind of an in-depth exploration of the delta wave with the histogram-like features from the ultimate delta as well. And then the ability to use delta from multiple instruments like in the flow stack. So this is a revolutionary, one-of-a-kind, never-seen-before indicator. It's been extremely helpful for me in my trading. I've been using it behind the scenes, testing it out for the past 3 months. I'm using the ultimate wave indicator on my ultimate flow chart setup. So not everything that you see on the chart is from the MMT Ultimate Wave. So I will show you exactly what is included with the MMT Ultimate Wave and all the settings and available parameters. But my base chart setup is the ultimate flow chart setup. So I've got the flow stack on here painting the numbers above the candles. It's also painting the background. And I've got various areas of support and resistance from the MMT key levels and the 50-50. So here you can see I've got the MMT Ultimate Wave on the chart. These are all the other indicators that I'm using with the ultimate flow chart setup. These are all sold separately. So here is exactly what is included with the MMT Ultimate Wave. We've got divergence signals. You can turn these on or off. There's a custom offset. There's a custom look back period. There's custom overbought and oversold, as well as custom arrow colors. Then we've got the histogram fading signals. You can turn these on or off. Custom offset, custom colors, and then the minimum bars before the fade. So when I have it set to 4, that means I need to have 4 consecutive bars that are rising before it will print a fade signal. Right here, here's the fade signal, this white arrow. It's because we had 4 consecutive rising histogram bars, and then we got the fade. If you set this to 3, you'll get some more signals. I've personally been using 4 on a 1-minute chart. I've really been enjoying that. You could bump it up a little bit if you want even stronger signals. Then we've got histogram divergence. You can turn this on or off. You can have it paint the bar body or the outline, and you can choose the color. So how this works, you can see here we've got a down closing candle. but the histogram is positive. So that is divergence, histogram divergence. Down here, this is the wave look back. I'm looking back 5 bars. So this is a cumulative wave of 5 bars. If I change this to 1, it will be doing per bar delta for all the different instruments that I have selected. And in this case, the histogram divergence would be single bar divergence if I'm using a wave look back of 1. I could also change the wave look back to 10 or 20 or 3, anything you like. This is a completely customizable type of cumulative delta. And here I've got the additional instruments that you can add. You can see right here, I've got one secondary instrument enabled. I've got the ES delta enabled. So the main chart is an NQ. Then I've also activated a secondary instrument of the ES. So it's combining the main chart NQ delta and the ES delta. And that is what is getting factored into the histogram, as well as the signals and the bar colors, everything. I could also add another instrument. If I wanted to throw the MNQ into the mix, I could do that as well. Definitely want to make sure I have the current contract. I could also add another instrument. Let's say I wanted to add the YM. Now I can measure the delta of the YM, the MNQ, the ES, and the main chart NQ, all combined into one histogram. And this will completely change all of the signals, the bar color, the histogram, because it's going to be taking all of these different deltas into consideration. I've been quite content to just measure the ES plus the NQ. Also keep in mind, the more data you load, the more processing heavy this will get. I have had 0 issues just using it with the NQ and the ES. And I also did a lot of testing where I had the MNQ in the mix as well, and I did not have any issues with that either. So when you select these secondary instruments, it's automatically going to be the same time frame as your chart. So there's no crazy customizable options for choosing different time frames or anything like that. Very simple, very straightforward, very powerful. So if this main chart was a 5-minute chart and I had the ES selected, it would be taking the 5-minute ES data. It's just going to match whatever your main chart is. I've only been using this on time-based charts. That is what it is built for. Here we have the wave bar colors. So these candles are being painted based off of the histogram. You can paint the bodies, the outlines. You could have it paint the fading bars, and you can choose to apply the fading colors to the histogram. I have not chosen to do that. So when this is off, when the histogram is green, that means it's bullish. When it's red, that means it's bearish. However, I do have the fading activated onto the candle colors. So that's a little bit different. So you can see right here, we've got a red candle color. That's because it's painting the bullish fade, which is also red in this case. You can change these colors to anything you like. The default settings are a little bit different. These are all different colors in the default settings. So if you have 4 different colors, you can tell when it is truly bullish, truly bearish, or when it is a bullish fade or a bearish fade. So for the settings that I've been using most recently, I've got red and green and green. So if the histogram is moving lower, I'm getting red candles. If the histogram is moving higher, I'm getting green candles. It doesn't matter if the actual delta wave is bullish or bearish. It just matters which way the wave is headed. So this is what the indicator looks like with default settings. You can see I've got 4 different colors, and then I applied the fade colors to the histogram as well. So you can see there's 4 different colors on the histogram that also paint the bars now. We've got green, we've got red, we've got light pink, and light green. So light green when the histogram is bearish but fading, and light pink when the histogram is bullish but fading. So you can see as we're coming up here, even though the delta histogram is bullish, it's fading, the wave is dropping off, so we get the light pink candle, and then on the next candle we go full bearish, we get the nice drop. The default settings are also a little bit lighter, and you get more frequent signals, a lot more divergence signals, and a lot more fading signals, which could be potentially good in the off hours, like this chart. This is late in the afternoon, or maybe an Asian session. For me, I like to bump up the numbers a little bit so I get stronger signals since I trade mostly the New York Open session. So the MMT Ultimate Wave is the only thing on this chart. These are all the settings for the divergent signals. I bumped these numbers up on the other chart. I think my look back period was 200, and then overbought was 90, oversold was 10. And for the fading signals, the default is 3. I bumped it up to a 4 on that other chart. There's also no secondary instruments activated. Still using the wave lookback of 5. Then I've got 4 different colors. Light pink for the bullish fade, light green for the bearish fade, and I've got the colors applied to the histogram as well. So if I want to do per bar delta, I just type in a 1 to the wave lookback. And now this will function much like the ultimate delta indicator. It's showing you per bar delta. So the delta for this candle right here was positive 250. We've got 2 candles in a row with single bar divergence. These are down closing candles with positive delta. Then we've also got some divergent signals with the arrows. Get a nice little pop up there. You'll see there's no fading signals on this section of the chart. That's because there's not 3 in a row that are moving in one direction with a fade. So the fading signals might work best when you're using it more in a cumulative style mode, but there's lots of options with this indicator. So if I would enable, let's say, the ES instrument as well, then it's going to be combining the NQ and the ES delta into one histogram bar. And then all the signals and bar colors will be based off of the combo. So it's definitely got some features of the flow stack with the simplicity of the ultimate delta. An amazing new revolutionary indicator from MonkeyMan Trades. If you want to be able to visualize delta like never before, with the possibility of incorporating multiple instruments and having a very simple, clean histogram, as well as some new signals, the MMT Ultimate Wave is available now. There are links in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. You can see this morning, we got the first candle of the New York Open. As we're coming down, we've got some histogram divergence. The candles are still being painted green, so as we're coming down, I was looking for a bounce trade. I did take a bounce trade off of this area. We had a strong previous volume level. This purple line, this is from the MMT key levels. You can see delta was positive across the board as we were moving down. On this candle, we get the color change to red. This is on the MMT Ultimate Wave. We also get the fading histogram signal. We get a nice move lower. Here we start getting some divergence from the Ultimate Wave, and the candles start turning green. Get a nice pop back up to the 20. We get another candle color change here. It's in alignment with the flow stack. The flow stack background is also bearish. After the close of this candle, we get a nice pop down, but we've got 2 big candles with histogram divergence. You can see the black hollow candles here. So right when we get to a key level, with this big of a move and having the histogram divergence, we also have point of control down in the wick. Point of control is being painted by the ultimate POC. Another good area for a bounce. Then we get the candle color change from the Ultimate Wave. Nice little pop up there. Here is a different day during the New York Open. You can see we got some divergence right before the market opened. Got a nice little pop up. We get the candles turning red here. We get a nice move down, but look at all this divergence with the hollow inside of the candles. So as we're coming down and we reach a nice key level, we got point of control down in the wick. It's a nice little area for a bounce. Another candle color change. Here we start getting some Ultimate Wave divergence. These 2 pink arrows to the downside. We get the candle color change. Very nice move down. Here we've got a fading histogram signal. We get the candle color change. Nice move up. Here is another New York Open. In pre-market, we got a polarity washout signal, which is not the Ultimate Wave. This white arrow, this is from the Ultimate Wave. This is a histogram fading signal. You can see we got the rise, negative delta. Then we started fading. We got the reversal signal. Got a little bit of a pop back up to VWAP. You can just kind of follow the candle color changes as well here. Looks like it was a choppy morning, but we did get some decent directional moves. Got another fading histogram signal up here. Candle color change. Nice move down. Got another fading histogram signal here. Very choppy, but started to push up a little bit. Here's later in that afternoon. Fading histogram signal. Some divergence. Got some red candles. And then down here, these 2 candles were the low. We got some divergence from the Ultimate Wave. We've got a fading histogram signal. We've got the candle color change to green. Get a nice pop up there. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.